Okay, Matt, stay with us. I want to bring into the conversation Jamil Jaffer, former chief counsel and senior advisor to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Jamil, your reaction to this outcome at this UN court and whether it's going to have any kind of practical effect on how Israel proceeds?
Well, you and Matt are exactly right, which is to say that this isn't a decision about whether Israel committed genocide. It's simply a question of whether South Africa's claims are plausible, and if so, what Israel should do about it. And what they've told Israel to do is essentially to continue doing what you're doing, which is enforcing the rule of law, ensuring that your military are not committing acts of genocide. Israel's position is that's what we've been doing the whole time. So in a lot of ways, even though South Africa said, you've got to end the conflict now, you've got to make Israel stop doing everything it's doing, the court didn't go nearly that far and simply said, follow the rule of law, follow your obligations under the Genocide Convention, which Israel says it's doing to date.
Does this put the U.S. in a more precarious position at all as it continues to support Israel and try to bring peace to the region?
Well, I think what this highlights is that Israel has every incentive to avoid civilian casualties, right? Because of cases like this, because it might undermine support in the U.S. and elsewhere. And as a result, it's seeking to avoid civilian casualties. Hamas, on the other hand, realizes it gains benefits if civilians die because it causes people to move towards a Palestinian cause. It's why you've seen Hamas put people in the way of live fire. It's why you've seen Hamas say to Gazans, stay here, knowing Israel's coming into the area.
Matt, this is all as the CIA director is reportedly being dispatched to the region to break the deadlock over releasing more hostages. What are we learning?
Yeah, well, William Burns is expected to arrive in Europe. We don't know exactly where. He's going to be meeting with his counterparts from Israel and from Egypt. And then he's also going to be meeting with the prime minister of Qatar. Egypt and Qatar are the two main states who have been serving as interlocutors between Israel and Hamas, trying to negotiate deals to release these hostages. Now, there has been one successful deal so far that released more than 100 Israelis in Gaza. So this is something that a lot of folks here who have family members who are still in Gaza being held by Hamas and other groups, this is just music to their ears because it shows a level of seriousness and commitment on a part of the United States and maybe even the rest of the international community to try to bring these parties together to negotiate the release. We spoke with one young woman whose father is still being held in the Gaza Strip. I spoke with her just this morning. Here's what she had to say.
He's the most thoughtful and nice person in the world, and he is my best friend. This gives us hope, and this is the thing that keeps me going, you know? I don't know what I would have done if it wasn't happening.
And all of this still going as Israel continues its incursion into the Gaza Strip, which has now killed, according to the Hamas-run health ministry there, more than 26,000 Palestinians in Gaza, most of them civilians. But I have to tell you, Anna, all of this has only freed one hostage. All of the rest have been freed through negotiated deals like the one we're seeing William Burns dealing with probably this week.
That's an important reminder. So we just are getting some breaking news, guys, that the Houthis have fired a missile towards the USS Carney. The U.S. shot it down. No injuries or damages reported. Jamil, why can't the U.S. seem to tamp down these ongoing attacks? This seems to be a continuing threat.
Yeah. Well, you know, at the end of the day, Anna, if you're really going to stop what's happening with the Houthis, you've got to go after their backers in Iran. Going after their silos, their depots, their fighters in Yemen is helpful. It limits their ability to act. But at the end of the day, the Iranians continue to supply weapons, continue to supply support, continue to supply money, and the Houthis are doing this at their request. And so this is really about Iran, not about the Houthis. And until the U.S. takes direct action against Iran, I predict these attacks will continue and worsen.
But a military confrontation with Iran could explode, no?
There's no doubt that's exactly the challenge, and the United States has tried to play it back, but you see what's happened. The attacks continue. They get worse. They get worse. At the end of the day, there's no way out of this problem because we all know who's responsible. It's Iran. You've got to be able to take action and demonstrate to them that you mean business. Otherwise, they're going to continue to act with these proxy actors.
Jamil Jaffer, appreciate your perspective and insights. And thank you, Matt Bradley, for your reporting.